Hey guys, in this video we're making simple macrame skeletons. These are a really easy design, perfect for a keychain or some Halloween craft. For our design today we're using 3mm cotton macrame cord and we have a wooden bead with a large hole. I painted my beads white and then using a permanent marker I draw my skeleton face on first. I recommend practicing a couple of times on a piece of paper before you do it on your bead. I like quite a simple skeleton face with two long oval shaped eyes, two small marks in the middle for the nose, and then a smile with a few lines through it for the mouth. Now we need two 55cm lengths of our 3mm macrame thread. So starting with one thread, we place the ends together, following it back down to the middle, and then threading this middle loop up through your bead. It can be tricky to thread your thick cords through, so I have a little trick for you. I just grab another nice thin thread, cutting a little length off and then threading it through your loop on the end. Now placing this cord through your bead, the way that you want your thread to go, so going upwards, then gently pull it through the bead to pull that thicker cord through. Now pulling that smaller cord out and you should have a nice little loop through the top of your bead. Now moving on to the skeleton body, which we make with square knots. So we want our arms to come off nice and high just under the head. So starting down here and working our way up. So it's actually easier if we turn this upside down and do our first square knot and work our way down to the arms. So with this cord underneath and in the middle, bringing the left side around and across to the right, then bringing the right side cord down over this cord, gently passing it underneath to come up this loop on the left hand side, pulling both ends nice and tight, and alternating each stitch for a square knot. So bringing the right side cord around across to the left side cord comes down over and underneath to come up this loop on the right hand side. Pulling both ends tight and alternating each stitch as we go. So back to a left side stitch, and continuing on for a few more stitches until we get closer to the bead. I normally do 5 stitches in total for my skeleton bodies. Once you're happy with your square knots, you can turn it back up the right way and you should have a cute little skeleton coming together. Now all that's left is to tie some knots in the arms and legs for the bones. So I just tie some simple overhand knots, bringing the cord around to form a loop, bringing the end through the loop and pulling it down nice and tight. I try and put 2 on each arm and 2 on each leg, trying to make sure they're nice and even on both sides. My arms might be a little bit long on this one here, but you can always untie and retie your knots until you're happy with them. Once you're happy with them, then you can cut the ends off just outside the knots. And there's your cute little macrame skeleton.